Hello, friends and family. We're back and we're doing our little Halloween special. It'll be 2 to 3 segments. So the first one we have going is my what I call Halloween hot chili. And we've been making this for a long time now. I start out with chorizo sausage. We also have the mild pork sausage, just to give it lots and lots of flavor. We also have one medium yellow onion, all chopped up here, but we do a coarse chop, not real fine. Also, we have red bell pepper and a green bell pepper. And of course, you know, we can't do without garlic here in this Italian family. This is about 6 or 5 cloves of garlic chopped up. So we're going to start with our little EVOO, as Rachel Ray says, virgin olive oil here. Just a little bit. Then we're going to add our garlic. Get that going. And our onion. We used to make chili dogs when the boys were little. And we've graduated here to our homemade chorizo hot chili. It's a great favorite. I also use a soup starter or chili starter, whichever you prefer. They just have lots of extra seasoning in it. It just is a terrific base to the chili. So we'll be using that as well. The other segments will show the sausage dippers, as I call them, which is a smoked sausage wrapped with some crescent or bread dough. We wrap those up and season them up real good with Parmesan cheese. So then you have your chili and you have your breaded dogs. And you can pour that and make a chili dog or dip it in however you like it. It's really a nice warming meal for Halloween. And now we're going to add the bell pepper, which I think just gives lots of flavor as well and nice coloring. So we'll get that stirred up in here and going. It smells so good with that onion and garlic and now the bell pepper. I don't know about you, but we would have all the kids, all their friends, my nephews, all the relatives would gather over and we would have this yummy chili hot dog sausage meal and the cookies and everything to go along with it. And we'd watch scary movies. So, you know, all my nephews and my sons blame me because, you know, they're grown adults and still scared at Halloween, which I think is just kind of funny. So now I'm going to be adding the chorizo right in the mix here. As you know, chorizo has great flavoring. And we like our chili to be a little chunky, full of meat and spices and flavoring. So this really helps. My mother used to make her chili, but she would just use the ground hamburger in hers, or beef, which a lot of folks do, but I found that the chorizo and the sausage really give it that extra kick. So we're going to finish this off here and really kind of just let this cook. I like to let it cook a little bit before we start adding the water and the soup chili base. Okay, now we're going to put our sausage in here. And the chili, really, to get it cooking good, we let it go for about 2 to 3 hours. I'll be adding an extra bag of red kidney beans that I've had soaking overnight to it. so that we have enough, because we like to have leftovers, and you know, this will actually feed probably about 6 people for. Okay, throw this away. And I use the soup starter, Bear Creek. There's other ones out there, but I've used them for many years now, making my soups. In fact, I made some clam chowder earlier during the week from the same company. It's the dry soup mix. So this is getting to be just a big sauteed, scrumptious mess in here. Here, I'll tip this over and hopefully you can see it. I just mix it all in there and cooks together fine. I cook it till the sausage is pretty much almost cooked through, because it's going to boil for 3 hours on the stove, 2 to 3 hours. I like to have it cooked. That way you don't have to worry about the beans not getting completely cooked through, and the sausage is all cooked through. You don't have that worry either. So that's going to cook along here. And this here is the dry soup mix, or chili mix, whichever you want to call it, that I use. And to these bags, it's about 7 cups of water per bag. So this will make plenty for a big party at Halloween. This is just a great soup or chili starter. This is cooking up really well. It smells so good in here. Okay. I am going to start getting my water ready. This is cooking up really well. Okay. Okay, that's the first 7. Okay. I'm also going to grab the beans that I've had soaking overnight. And dump them in as well. These are just a bag of dried kidney beans that I have soaked overnight. And I'll be adding this to the mix as well. And then I will pour in our dry chili mix. Okay, let's give that a good stir. Okay, in goes our bag of dried chili mix. And like I said, the smell is just wonderful. All the dried ingredients, dried onions, all the flavorings in here. It just helps pack an even bigger punch with our chili. And it also has the dried beans in here as well. So you'll have plenty of beans for the chili. The one bag of the dried beans and then this dried chili mix, which makes plenty. Your chili should come out nice and thick. If for whatever reason you like your chili even thicker, if you add a little bit of cornstarch, a tablespoon or so in the mix, it will come out even thicker. Just depends on how you like your chili. We like ours kind of thick, but this does really the trick. We have enough ingredients in here. So we're just going to let this come to a full boil and boil this for like I said, anywhere from 2 to 3 hours. I will just sit here, come watch it every once in a while. The next segment that we do will be our sausages, which I think really kind of together make a great warming Halloween evening. So we're going to be leaving now. Uh, this is going to boil, and then we'll be back in a little bit to do our little sausage fingers. Happy Halloween, everyone. Cheers. Hello. We are back with our little Halloween special. I have the crescent rolls all separated. I've already done a sheet here of the crescent rolls wrapped around the smoked sausages. Like I said, I have a big family, so we make big food. This is the crescent roll. You can get whatever flavor. This happens to be a butter and garlic flavored crescent roll. And you just wrap around here like so. Doesn't have to be pretty because it's Halloween. It can be ugly. You can make them look like little mummies if you want. But this is the way that we do it. And like I said, very easy. Just wrap this around. When I bake it, I always bake, because we're up here in Nevada in the high altitude, I usually always bake about 50 degrees less than what the recipe calls for. So I always bake my stuff about 300, 325, whether it's a cake or cookies or even this. That way I guaranteed it won't burn. So you just roll these out like I've been doing. It's easier to work with these right out of the refrigerator. If they've sat around for a little bit, the dough gets a little bit mushy, but it still works. And this, you kind of want it mushy and stretched out as much as you can. A hot dog, it would probably fit better, but we like the big sausages around here. Like I said, I have big boys and they like big food. Well, that's what we do. You just put them on here. I've sprayed the pans with the non-stick spray, which I would recommend to everyone. It makes it so much easier. This is a big pack of the smoked sausages. I think it's about 16 in a package. And just enough for 2 rolls of the crescent dough. Turns out perfectly. So this is what we do. And our chili's still boiling over here, just a cooking. You don't have to bake these right away if you don't want to. You can set them aside like I've done the first batch and wait until the chili is done, which is perfectly fine. But at least this is out of the way for your party and your guests. It can sit there. The dough will just be fine. And then we like the Chicago steak seasoning a lot here. So I'm just going to sprinkle this on like I've done the last batch. And just season them up really well. If you want, you can go and press it in. And then we just use the old shredded Parmesan cheese. Sprinkle that on top. Or you can use regular cheese. When I made this the other week, we used regular cheese that we had. Some of it will stick and some of it won't. And if not, you can, like I said, you can just press it on. And that's really it. That's our sausage fingers. When you serve it, I like my sausage finger on the side and I dip it in the chili. The guys here like it just mushed right over it with melted cheese on top. So I'm going to put these aside because the chili is still cooking. And when I do cook them, like I said, it's about 300, 325 at about 15, 20 minutes. It'll take to cook these crescent fingers really well. The next segment we'll be doing will be all the treats that I like to make for Halloween that I've been making my sons and my family for a long time. We have the cookies, the Rice Krispie treats, the caramel apples. So that'll be our next segment. But for now, this is our main course for our Halloween bash. Okay? We'll see you next time. Cheers!